giờ mình sắp hàng đi vô chỗ mà những cái dùng lên xe bus đi vô. Yeah. Vô trong cái khu mà để coi thi thuyền á. Các bạn đông lắm đây là xe bus để chở mình đi ra chỗ mà săn để coi cái thi thuyền thật sự. Đó là lên tham quan, lên đi chỗ khu mà gọi là đi lên cung trăng á. Đông lắm bạn, chiếc xe bus, mỗi chiếc xe bus rồi đi xe bus sắp hàng cho mình lên. Đó là trung tâm, tất cả những xe bus này thuộc về trung tâm Plaza để chở mình đi. Đó, các bạn nhìn thấy đâu mình không có thể nào đi bộ được. Nếu khu này nó bự quá nên ra mình không có thể nào mình đi bộ được mình đâu. Những cái này nó đưa cho mình đi vòng mình không có thể nào đi bộ được. Và trên chiếc xe bus có cái người tài xế đó là hướng dẫn viên luôn, họ tự nói cho mình biết luôn. Họ giới thiệu cho mình đây là chạm bóng, đây là những cái nhà bán hồng làm như vậy. Cái người tài xế là cái người hướng dẫn viên của mình luôn, họ sẽ chở mình đi chứ mình không thể nào mình đi bộ được. Em đâu còn đồ đẹp, em có bộ đó đồ đẹp. Không ai phải biết, không ai biết. Cái thời gian chơi bữa nay là xong rồi, đi ăn xong rồi. Đó. Yên tâm, trời ơi, mình hiểu chị hai biết. Chị hai bộ này gì đấy, nặng luôn đó, mình có mà tên mập. Ngày mai á, mình đi chơi quá.
It is a little big to try to turn around, so if they need to go the other direction, get out of one box, go around, get in the other one, drive off in the other direction. They're always going forward. These were built back in the 60s, so you know they got 8 tracks. Each one of the tracks has 57 of the big metal cleats, and each one of those cleats weighs 1 ton or 2,000 pounds. Top deck of the crawler, it's about the size of the infield of a baseball diamond. Sitting on the pedestal up ahead, we have one of our mobile launch platforms. We have 3 like that. And those 3 were used to launch all our shuttles, all the Saturn V rockets. They had a large tower part of the platform when they launched the rockets. Shuttle only about half as tall as that rocket. They didn't need the towers. They took them off, redesigned these 3 for the shuttles. And up front underneath, a large open let the flames from the shuttle's main engines escape. Smaller ones at the back let the flames from the solid rocket boosters escape. Those flames would go down a flame trench and funnel away from the platform, so there was little or no damage from the flames when they launched. For a little over 2 years, we were building the new mobile launcher platform for the Space Launch System, or SLS rocket. It sat on these pedestals over here. When they completed it, crawler drove underneath, lifted it up, carried it out to pad 39B, sat out there about a week running tests with it. Then they brought it back and it's now in the VAV over here. You'll get a good look at that as we go on around. And for a good part of our tour today, you'll be riding alongside what looks like a big gravel roadway. It's actually called the Crawler Way, and it's the highway the crawler transporter rides on. One crawler way, not 2 separate ones. Crawler straddles the median, takes up both sides of the crawlway there. Army Corps of Engineers, they dug those out 7 foot deep, filled them back in with different layers of compact material to stabilize them. Then put 6 or 8 inches of Alabama, Tennessee river rock on top. They chose that river rock because you can crush it. It doesn't create any heat or sparks. And it also acts like ball bearings to give a smooth ride out to the pad. And coming up on the right, that's a look at the future of our space program here. That's that new Space Launch System, or the SLS rocket, or the platform for the rocket, rather. The tower, 380 feet tall. They'll stack that rocket on the inside right in front of the tower. And largest garage doors in the world, they open to a height of 456 feet. 25 minutes to open completely from bottom to top. And they stack like a deck of cards up top as they open up. Little white building with the dark windows is our launch control center. Got a good video I'll play for you on the way back about that. And right now we're going to put the crawler video back on and get you on out to the launch pads.
Crawler Project Manager.
I'm standing in front of Crawler Transporter number 2 at the Kennedy Space Center. Crawler Transporter number 2 will be used for the SLS program to take the launch vehicle back and forth to the pad. We will begin by going underneath the mobile launcher. We'll pick it up, we'll take it over to the VAB. They'll then assemble the launch vehicle on top of the mobile launcher, and then we'll come back to the VAB, we'll slide underneath it again, we'll pick it up, we'll take it out to the pad, the trip of about 4.2 miles. It'll take us about 7 hours to get there. But during our trip to the launch pad, we'll roll over a specially prepared crawler weight that consists of anywhere from 8 to 12 inches of special rock. Below that is limestone that's about 4 feet thick and compressed to hold the weight of the crawler and the mobile launcher. And then below that is some hydraulically compacted sand that can support all the weight. And then once we're there, we'll drop it all off. And then a few days later, there'll be a launch. We'll come back, we'll pick the mobile launcher up, and we'll bring it back to the VAB to start the process all over again.
With 50
platform. And as we approach the launch control center, you notice over on the left-hand side, they have a railing around the top. And that's where the astronauts are immediate family members stand to watch the loved ones launch into space. They originally watched from over at the press site, but when the Challenger disaster happened, they had to press all around the family with the microphones, questions, and cameras. So to give them privacy after that, they bring them over here where they can watch it by themselves. And that is the press site. We get media from all over to see the launch and broadcast. This is as close as anybody's allowed to the pad when they launch. 3.5 miles to pad A, 4 miles to pad B. Heard earlier about our little launcher board system. Little rocket up ahead there. It's mounted on top of the Orion capsule. Have a problem with a big rocket when they launch, that'll fire and lift the Orion a mile high off the rocket, parachute it safely down. And you have your white room there. Astronauts enter that. They fit right against the door of the capsule. The system to get into space gear and in the capsule to launch. And they kept a little yellow vehicle like that parked at the pad. If they had an emergency before launch, astronauts could get in that vehicle and drive away. Right in front of the access arm, they've painted a life-size portion of the flag here. Stars and stripes there, they're the same as the ones you saw on the building. And of course, at the end of the street here, the picture of the Starliner. We're going to be turning it up here. We'll get you on around there to the Saturn V Center. And I got a video here to give you a little introduction to that.
Even though rockets often launch from Kennedy Space Center, astronauts have not traveled to space from the United States since the last shuttle mission in 2011. NASA's Commercial Crew Program is bringing human spaceflight back to American soil. In 2018, NASA announced the astronauts who will fly these historic missions. For the first time, NASA astronauts will ride to the International Space Station aboard spacecraft developed by private companies. Boeing and SpaceX have been working closely with NASA to each design their own spacecraft to transport astronauts. Boeing's CST-100 Starliner and SpaceX's Crew Dragon are scheduled to complete their 2 test flights in 2019, an unprecedented achievement for commercial space industry. This year, each company will launch an uncrewed test flight followed by a crewed test flight. That large, colorful mural depicts the Starliner in orbit. The building it's on was once the orbiter processing facility for the Space Shuttle program and is now being leased by Boeing. The CST-100 Starliner launches atop an Atlas V rocket made by the United Launch Alliance, or ULA. They currently launch the Atlas V, Delta IV, and Delta IV Heavy rockets. SpaceX launches their Crew Dragon on top of their Falcon 9 rocket. All of these partners are reinvigorating the space community here at Kennedy Space Center and beyond. Every day, we all benefit from the incredible technological advancements that these organizations help make happen. Private space manufacturing and transportation companies like SpaceX, Boeing, United Launch Alliance, Vector, and Lockheed Martin, among others, are seizing the opportunity to launch satellites and perform other low Earth orbit missions.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago, fly